Hi folks, this is take 958 of this particular video. I just can't seem to get it right. I'm trying to get the right balance on it. This is one of the knives that UK Legal Carry sent me over. Paddy sent me a couple of knives. I did reviews of those. I forwarded them on to Alan, UK Legal Carry, and I sent enclosed a couple of my knives, and he sent me a couple of his in return to do reviews on, just to have a look at. One of which is one that I am actually quite seriously considering buying, but it was quite nice to be able to see it before I choose an option. And this was the best man that we reviewed last time, and in fact I thought, having looked at it, I think I might go for the 2-blade version, which I'm really quite seriously contemplating buying. The other knife that was in the thing isn't a Kaiser, which is so odd, because one of the knives that Paddy sent me was a Kaiser, but this is it. It is a very nice, very high-end, respectable Rick Hinderer. A Hinderer, not just a Hinderer design, but actually a Rick Hinderer knife. And it's a very expensive, high quality, top of the range type knife. Of course, being on Alan and I's channels, we both do UK legal knives with very few exceptions. This one isn't an exception. This one is a UK legal carry knife. It has a sub 3-inch blade, and it's a slip joint. It's actually in the style that I like. It's pushing the limit towards the 3 inches, but it's in undisputably less than 3 inches. Again, it's one of those things that doesn't matter which way you measure it. You can take it from the bolster, and it just touches the 3-inch line. You can take it along the cutting edge, and even if you kind of unwind that edge onto there, it still comes in at under the 3 inches. Doesn't matter which way you look at it, it is genuinely a sub 3-inch bladed knife. It has a sort of 4-inch plus just handle, so the proportions of that are absolutely great. In terms of objective value for money, quality and so forth, you've got a moderately thick but not excessively so blade with about 2.5 centimeters, an inch of blade height, which on paper basis, when you're asking about are you getting value for money, you can just slice my finger. There we go. Don't know if that'll bleed. I don't know if it's deep enough, but took a wee bit of skin off there. That's what happens when you're not looking and you're looking at a screen. In terms of quantity of materials, you're getting quite a lot more than you get with one or two other knives, which helps in terms of justifying the cost. Is it value for money? In terms of materials compared to other knives which are equally poor value for money, it's hard to say it's value for money, but if this is a £200 knife and this is a £300 knife, you can say this is S35VN, this is 20CV, this is N390. Yes, it's good value for money in those respects. That it's G10, whereas these to a carbon fibre, maybe not so much. I believe the liners on this are titanium, whereas the bolsters on these titanium. So yeah, it kind of stacks up in terms of on the objective value for money measures. In terms of the subjectivity, is it a nice knife? It's a beautifully made knife. The finishes are all great. It's a stone washed finish. You've got this thumb disc which is adjustable or removable, and if you do remove it, you don't end up with a horrible flat spot on the blade like you do with some. It just slides along to the end of the track and whoop, out it comes, and you're left with a track which becomes your nail nick or you know, you could look at it as a, you know, a sort of blood groove, a bit of design or whatever you might like to call it, but it would serve to open the knife perfectly well without the thumb disc. I would take the thumb disc off. I think the thumb disc is just plain ugly, but you know, there you are. If you're going to have a thumb disc, that's probably the best design I've seen in a long time. In terms of fit and finish, they go for the line steel style. Oops, sorry, everything caught and everything else, of machined pieces with crowned edges, so that you can put them together and you don't have to then machine the pieces once complete. Bench may do something similar with the proper. There's no hafting required, and it means that you can swap parts. So if you want different scales for either of these knives, you can buy them. You can just unscrew, in this case 1, 2, 3 screws, swap the scale over. I believe, and just looking at the construction, it would appear that you don't have to disassemble the knife. You just have to take the 3 scale screws out and remove them, and on the other side you got to take the scale screws out, the clip off. But that actually only means you've got 2 more screws, because instead of having 3, in fact I think you've 1 more screw I think in total, because you've got 2 here, whereas you would have 1 scale screw on the other side, and you have 2 here where you would have 1 scale screw, and there's a scale screw that's sort of missing in the middle here because you don't really need it with the 4 screws under and the clip. I'll talk about that clip in just a second. So it's a style that they have adopted. Is it my style? Not really. I think I prefer to go for a hafted knife and the beautiful fit and finish that can be achieved with some of these knives. Probably mine, but that's me just being an old traditionalist. This is not a traditional knife in any shape or form. It's very much a modern traditional, and it has its own design attributes, its own style attributes and so forth. So it would be unfair to try and judge it in that sort of way, and so I won't. On the other side we have, as I say, we've got it's USA made, which will be of value to those in the US. I'll judge a knife on quality, not on its nature. If I'm going to judge a knife on its geography, I'm going to go for a British knife. A Sheffield knife is a great knife for me, because I'm British. I'm in Scotland, but a British knife is always a good thing if it's a nice British knife. And a lot of British knives are, like some American knives these days, not the best in the world. I'd take a high quality Taiwanese knife or Chinese knife over a so-so American knife, and even I haven't got one to hand, but a lot of the Sheffield knives I have are pretty horrible. Some are excellent, some are pretty horrible. Anyway, so it's a good knife. I think this clip is titanium, but it's not deep carry, and I really don't like this little infill piece. It does mean you can swap the clip up and down, and I think if this was a flicky type knife, I would want to consider that, because I think I'm forced to be left. I'm actually right-handed, but my right hand's paralysed. But if you're putting this knife in your pocket as a righty, it goes to the back of your right hand pocket, and your right hand slides in down this side. But if you're a lefty, you clip it tip up, your hand's going in here. If it was a flippy type knife, there is a danger that if the knife opened, you could slice your hand down a sharp point. Now, I don't know if it'll stay open enough. Yeah, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you can imagine. You see what I mean. For a lefty, where you can't swap the clip to the other scale, putting it this way means that your hand is and it also means that when you pull it out of the pocket, you're not going to catch it. You do have to make sure it's shut properly when you put it in the pocket, but that's small price to pay, I would say. So there is a value in the tip up, tip down swappability, but I just think that looks ugly, and I would like to see that as a deep carry clip, because more like that, because I live in the UK and people don't really like knives, and I don't really want them to be able to see much of it. I do like the fact it's not a bright shiny clip. It's sort of a blued or anodized blue titanium, so I do quite like that. Overall though, I respect this knife and I'm really grateful to have it sent to me to review, but I won't be buying one because it just doesn't excite me. There's nothing about it that shouts to me and says this knife is beautiful. I don't think it is. I think it's just it's well made, it's nice, but that's it. Anyway, I've gone on too long. It's over 10 minutes, nearly 11 minutes. One final thing I did want to say is I never ask people to subscribe or thumbs up or comment or whatever. I put these videos up purely for your entertainment and your edification, and if you like them, that's great, and if you don't like them, don't watch them. That's all I can say. But somehow I'm over 300 subscribers. I have no idea how that happened. I thought UK legal, UK friendly pocket knives were a pretty niche subject that only a few people would watch. Well, 60,000 people have viewed, or the 60,000 views on my channel. I don't understand that, but 300 and odd, 309 last time I looked, have already subbed. If you'd like to sub and if you'd like to see more videos, then please do. And most importantly, if you like it, put a thumbs up. And if you want to make a comment, you want to tell me how wrong I am about this knife, please make a comment. I may be wrong, because my criticism of the knife is entirely on the subjective side. Objectively, it's a really good quality, well-made knife. Just G10 stonewash. Just that thumb opener just doesn't excite me. It just leaves me cold. Nothing wrong with it, just leaves me cold. So, sorry about that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. 12 minutes, wow. I'm off. Thank you very much. Bye.